Okay, I got 6:30 on my clock.
Yep.
So we'll call the meeting to
That's
order.
what I got.
Keep an eye on anybody else coming in. So we'll start with old business. And the first thing we wanted to review when we worked on updating the bylaws, we noticed recently there's a clerical error on the e-board terms of service, which is section 5B5, which is normally 2 years, and the clerical error was placed that it was put down as 1. We were hoping to motion to modify and approve for the change for the intended term of 2 years due to that clerical error. And if everybody's okay with that, I just need a motion to approve.
I motion.
A motion. Second.
Was that Larry? Did you
It
second?
was Larry.
Yeah, it was Larry.
Okay. Melissa isn't here tonight, so I'm taking notes. So
I was taking those too, but I'll give
cool.
my hand a break.
Between the two of us, we might get it right because we can't beat
Melissa will be all
Melissa's.
over it. She already submitted the June minutes to me, which for approval. So those I'll sign off on. For new business. Let's see, sorry, let's still let people in here. For new business, we've got the issue of voting. So just for this year only, we're hoping that we can get a motion and approval to modify for this year, because normally nominations for the treasury and secretary would be in June. And due to all the updates we were doing with the bylaws, we wanted to push them back this year. So if everyone would be okay with that, I would like to motion for approval of that as well.
I motion to approve.
A second.
And then with that, we'll talk about nominations. So right now, the nominations would be for treasury and for vice president. And how that works is we will shortly open the floor for anyone to give their nominations. Anyone who is nominated will have 48 hours to either accept or decline that nomination. After those 48 hours, we will then send out the vote just like last time via email, jot form, and it's anonymous. And we will have till the end of the month to get those votes in, and the new treasurer and vice president will be announced 1st of October. So I will open the floor now for nominations.
I'd like to nominate Aaron for re-election for treasury.
I'll second.
Third. I'll third it if you need one.
I was gonna say, oh, we can third and fourth. Yeah, I'll do fourth it then. Is it for just treasurer right now, or either or?
It's treasurer and vice president.
I nominate Brent to run for vice president. Brent Buchanan.
I'll second it. I'm writing. I'll nominate Rebecca to run for vice president.
Second.
Who was that?
Mason.
Okay, thank you, Mason.
It's,
Like,
it's
where were
been
you, Mason?
it's been so long since I heard the voice.
I'll
know.
second if they didn't already second.
Mason came in out the woodworks with a big second. It was like a big slam second.
I will accept the nomination.
What about a treasurer?
Aaron,
Well,
would you like to accept your nomination?
Yeah, I'll accept my nomination.
Going back to Brent, who was it that if you could let me know who
Kelly.
It was
Kelly
Kelly.
nominated?
Yeah.
And who seconded?
I
You
did.
did, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm catching up on
Yeah,
writing.
I'm writing shorthand here. I've been writing all day.
I'm taking
So
notes as well too, so.
Cool.
might
Between
have it.
all of us, we might get it right.
Yeah, not as good as Melissa, but we'll try.
Brett,
Um,
would you like to accept now or would you like some time to think about it?
I honestly need some time because I was not honestly expecting that.
No problem.
Come on, you can do it.
Right.
Is
I'll wait another
anybody-
minute if anyone else wants to bring up any nomination.
yeah, I was about to ask, was the time, it's usually what, 5 or 10 minutes, is it?
The other
But-
thing you guys should know is you don't have to be nominated. You can, you can volunteer. So
Yes.
if you want one of these positions, don't sit there and wait to be nominated. Throw your name out there.
This is the awkward part. Like when I mean, we have to give it the time, but like, no one say anything.
Awkward staring contest.
Yeah. But the good majority of people here were together last weekend, which is a good thing, except for
Yeah.
Brian.
I'm just
Yeah.
over here worrying about packing orders by myself tonight. So that's not my
If I
department.
go quiet, I'm eating supper, so.
Yeah, it's great to see a bunch of familiar faces from this past weekend.
Yeah. And Craig, do we have the newest member of the ACBA yet?
I was just about to ask that. Are there any updates?
Craig might be taking a nap. It's
I
hard.
invited Maxwell, so I don't know if he's gonna accept
Oh.
or not.
No, Craig's here listening. His camera moved.
Yeah. It's hard for us men when women are having babies.
I can't fight you over the computer, but I'm gonna remember that when you get home.
I'll see you Wednesday.
That's why we need our desk fans. Keep us cool.
You still have to come back. So
So much stress for you guys. We're so sorry.
Yeah.
so
Like-
hard.
Christine, it's like my daddy used to tell me, boy, you can run, but you can't hide.
That's right. I got all his quail over here. He's got to come back.
I'm closer to Jen than I am to you.
Yeah, he'll just bring new ones home.
I wouldn't doubt it, honestly. Craig, are y'all at the hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought that looked like one of them comfy hospital chairs.
yeah, I've been trying to sleep for the past 6 hours now. Every 5 minutes they come in to bother me, or her, or whatever.
So no baby yet?
Oh no, he's been here. He came about 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh, yay.
Congratulations.
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 Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
How Stephanie's
Thank you.
doing?
She's all right. It's good.
It's good.
I'd show her, but she'd be probably mad.
Yeah, she wouldn't be all right if we showed her.
She would probably be upset
Hanging
about that.
out.
Yeah.
She may be hurting, but you'll be hurting more.
No, she's a trooper. It's good to go.
that
Aaron,
your
did
first?
you want to talk about the cards you had mentioned for members?
Okay, yeah, I'll occupy some time while we're waiting, which I think we have like 2 minutes left, Leah, to give it the
Yep.
10. And if I'm wrong, Melissa, just yell at me later. But so what we're going to do is we're going to make membership cards for all the members to be able to print out, and you could use the card when you're setting up at like farmers markets or shows and stuff like that. You'll have an actual card, and if not this week, next week I'll reach out with Kelly with the welcome committee because I think it'll kind of be like a in unison operation to get that going because she's more of the welcoming. But it's just something that I had a few members reach out and really wanted to do it, and we discussed it at our previous executive board meeting, and everybody was on board with it. And I think it's something beneficial, and it's be super cool to show off that, you know, you got a super cool card to the super cool quail club.
Yeah,
Like I'm gonna
I'm
I'm gonna
proud
print
of
my
that.
card. I am printing and laminating my card. And if I ever get pulled over by a cop, I will show the card and like I'm a member of the ACBA, son. You just best let me keep on going. But with one of my passions of getting quail more into poultry shows, I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing for the youth that are showing in 4-H, and that was one of the people that had actually requested if we would consider doing that was a family that shows in 4-H. So I think that'll be beneficial. It's something cool. I mean, like I said, I'll have a card.
Awesome.
Like it.
I'm proud of that membership. I tell
Yeah.
everybody I'm a member of the ACBA. What's that?
Yeah.
That's what I get. Well, let me tell you about it.
Yeah.
All right, any last nominations?
Yeah, and Mr. Joe, that'll be for current and future members as well. Everyone will have access to it.
Aaron, will
right.
y'all email that to us?
Yeah, we'll email it. That's where I'll definitely be leaning on Kelly to make that happen.
All right, and I just wanted to say just a little bit about the homesteading convention. I think we had about 15 members that were there. It was really, really cool to meet people in person. So
It really was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really great.
With
And hopefully
I
as
was
3
sitting-
officers.
membership grows and there's more events and shows and things, we'll be able to meet more face to face.
Yeah, I
And
noticed a
now
lot
time
of people
for-
was responding that if they had known about it earlier, they would have came, but we
Yeah.
got it out as many times as I could.
Yeah. We'll do a better job advertising for 2026. Miss Hope and Mr. Shane, see you. They did a good job of spreading it in their local area. And I think we could do better down the road in the future and even get the word out more. But the the feedback we've gotten over the last few days has been incredible. And one of the main goals was to inspire people. And quail is my gateway animal to homesteading. I'm a homesteader at heart, so I actually they had this older couple that they're homesteaders. They don't have quail. I gave them a 20 pack of eggs and told them to hatch it and see what happens. So I
Very cool.
probably just ruined their life. They probably just got addicted and don't know it yet. But so that's super cool.
All right, so it's
Yep.
time for our vice president report.
All right. So, website's been updated. We've updated the bylaws. I'm going to have to update it with that slight amendment that we had. I'll get that done. Officers page has been updated. Breeder directory. Right now, we're sitting on 199 members. So that's really cool. And we've actually gotten some new members since the homesteading convention that I know were there. So, Dwight, I think I see you in here. You're a new member.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And so we've got 30 junior members, which is really great. That's a great turnout on junior members, 110 basic and 59 professional. And that's all I've got.
Of course, Melissa's not here today, but basically it was just the bylaws to modify and approve. And then we have treasury report.
Alrighty. Do you want the numbers first, or you want me to give the bad news?
Either's fine.
Okay, so I'll just spit out the numbers first, because the other stuff might get drug out. So, checking is 3219.53. We have 1,484 in the 31 in the operating budget, 163.25 in the capital budget, 100 in the program budget, and 1,484.31 in the reserve fund. And so we've been trying to switch banks and Relay denied new business. So I would like to motion to vote for change to Capital One Bank. So it would be easier to transition because it's not like one treasurer will be long term in the position because we do have term limits. And Capital One would be easier transition and smoother transition in the future. Because we're still kind of trying to fight between Leah and I to try to get this settled, and we're just not getting much cooperation from the bank side of it.
So motion to approve, change to Capital One Banking.
A motion.
On second.
So with
Third.
that be, with that being said, moving forward with the 501(c) nonprofit status, the account has been made with pay.gov. Paperwork will be filed after the banking swap. It was kind of on hold, waiting for that, and it's been a nightmare for Leah and I. More Leah, because I don't have any hair to pull out, so she's pulling out her hair
I
for
don't even
me.
have that much hair.
Yeah. So it's been a mess, and we're kind of hoping that it would be done before this election. Because if like someone would run and then yeah, it would have been a mess.
Right. So do we have any updates from general board? Mason, any youth board updates?
Not much update as of right now. I'm going to try and throw together a proposal for the next meeting so we could get some possible funding in place for projects.
Okay. And then do we have any updates from the welcome committee?
Sorry, my phone's being slow.
Okay.
So as far as the welcome part, the email is an auto email because that was the only way the website would let us do it. So it auto sends the email with all the information. So like when officers change and things like that, I'll just update it so that it sends out a new one. But as far as the like / social media part, it's more like when it gets decided about whether we're going to promote on the current page, create a new page, have Instagram, like that kind of stuff. Once that gets decided, then me and Aaron can kind of collaborate on the marketing and social media part. But we're kind of at a stand, like I have a whole committee, but we're kind of at a standstill until you got, like, I guess whoever, I'm assuming it's the 4 votes that make a decision on the social media, like how you guys want to tackle that.
Yeah, we'll be having a e-board meeting pretty soon, and we'll be discussing that then.
Okay. Yeah, we're ready whenever that gets decided. Just let us know and we'll be ready to tackle it.
Sounds good. And then marketing committee, any updates?
Yes, so we're working on developing some marketing paper media to hand out, and before spring gets here, we want to do like a social media campaign again. It'll be alongside the welcoming committee since that group also does the social media. So we'll get together and do a group operation, and we'll do a whole marketing attack on social media.
Can you get with me a little bit on that too, Aaron? And we can talk about some media things that might be useful for actual shows as well.
Absolutely, Jen. You was definitely on my mind with that. I have a few plans in the works, and I just want to keep my big fat mouth shut until like I have things in my hand. But I'll be in touch with you soon.
All right, thanks.
Christina, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I don't know if we bust into meetings. I'm usually sitting with you. Has anybody considered like a little flyer to send in their egg shipments? I know a lot of us ship eggs. The people who raise quail.
That
We're
that's
actually discussing that earlier today.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's in my plan. I just didn't tell you the plan yet.
That's a great idea, though, Christina.
Not
I think
shocked.
that's a great idea.
But look, we're on the same page. So
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
I've got updates from Michael for Standard of Perfection. He's about to put together the first draft. He was waiting on getting feedback from the judges to see if it made sense to split off Pharaoh as a separate color, because at the shows that he had gone to in the past year, there weren't a lot of Pharaoh entered. So he's working on that first draft and he will be submitting it once he's finished. And then the show committee.
I don't have a whole lot except for the results from the Summer Fun show. We didn't have a bunch of participation, but there was some awesome photos put up in the Facebook group. So for the different categories, I'll just start with the two that didn't have any entries. One was Summer Duds, which would have been AI and photography with quail for summer attire. And then the other was the Great Outdoors Kids Art and Photography, and there was no entries in that either. Then Food and Grilling, the recipe contest, the only entry was me with the smoked quail eggs. And then we did have several birds that were entered in the party packs. We did 4 different party packs, red, white, blue, and then just the miscellaneous here for the party. So for blue, first place was Rebecca Lynch with the Andalusian. For white, first place was Rebecca Lynch with the Progressive Pied. For red, first place was me, Jen Jordan, with American Pansy. And here for the party was 3 first place ties. Bree with a button, Bree with a fawn rooster, and Rebecca with a fawn hen, I believe. I was looking at the chin strap. I'm pretty sure it was a hen. And then the champion vote that ended last night, champion or favorite bird from all of those is Bree Pats with the fawn rooster. And then 2, it is also the beginning of show season for most regions of the United States. We will be working on getting information out on the Facebook page. And if anybody needs help in contacting show secretaries or wondering about how to get into their local shows, definitely get a hold of me and I can help you with that.
I have a comment. Kelly has something she needs brought up. The words are small.
Okay. I'm gonna be opening the floor here for a discussion. Okay. Are you on mute, Kelly?
Oh, I thought you said in just a second, so that's why I shut up, because I was like, oh, it's not. So I was stuck in the waiting room when everybody voted on that first thing, and I am absolutely like not okay with that. And I don't know if I'm just kind of screwed out because I didn't get a vote and I was literally sitting in the waiting room. But
Which part are you not okay with?
the 2-year thing. Because
Okay.
when we voted on it originally, we all voted on the pretext that it was 1 year. Whether that was a typo or not, that's the lawyer's fault, not ours. And I think we voted on what was written word for word. And I think that if you want to run again, just run again. But as we all know, especially you guys with bigger farms and stuff, like shit happens and life happens. And if something happens in the middle of your term and you're like, oh, damn, it's 2 friggin' years. If it's only 1 and something happens, you're like, oh, I need a year to like reset. And if not, then just run again and we'll just vote you back in.
So, Leah, would you like me to speak, or would you like to speak on that?
I can speak on that. It was a clerical
Cool.
error. And it wasn't something that, because we went by each individual part in the original bylaws and amended different sections of the bylaws. And when it was written back up, that was an error. That specific piece had never been voted on. And we were just motioning to correct the error. So that's,
So how long did it take to notice the error? Because, I mean, we voted on it a long time ago.
it was voted on in June and then it was noticed after that.
So
Am I the only one, I'm just curious, and out of the people on the meeting, I'm the only one that has any kind of like, why can't we just do a year and just vote you guys back in?
Can I just ask a clarification real fast, I guess?
Sure.
When the initial document that was sent out for us to vote on, and admittedly, I don't remember that section verbatim by word to where I can cite it, but what was the actual writing that was put in? Not the intent item, but what was the actual document that was put up? Like, what did it actually say in the initial item, I guess?
It's the document that is currently up.
So we had original bylaws, and the original bylaws when we started was that it was a 2-year term. And then when we updated, we revised the bylaws, and that was what we voted on in June. And when we updated them because we changed so much,
Yeah, there was a lot.
it is
a lot
very
of that was
comprehensive.
changed.
And during that time, that clerical error was made. So the original bylaws, it was 2 years, which is why I'm still here. My position is finally getting voted on. I'm the only only officer who has completed their entire term. Well, I guess Bree did, and she got voted out during January. The reason why we have it as 2 years is because it takes a while for you to get into your position and get settled in and doing things. And so by the time you get doing that and get rolling and kind of getting a groove into what you're doing, then you're getting voted out potentially. So in a 2-year term, that's a term where you can get in, you can get your feet wet, things going, work on things, and then potentially get voted out or stay in. It is in the bylaws that you can only hold a position for 2 terms. So if we're doing it year by year, then we're changing up people all the time. And that is I mean, just in the changes we've had recently, it's been a lot. There's a whole lot of catch up, a whole lot of learning your position and, trying to figure out what you need to do in it. So for me, 2 years makes sense. And that was the original intention when the original bylaws were written. And if anybody would like to see those, I do have them pulled up here and I can share the screen. Yeah. And then, so, and it just so happened that when we were going through, like, if I share the original bylaws, you're going to see that it's pretty darn basic. And then Melissa went, okay, this is actually not as legal as we need it to be. So that's why we went through and changed it all. So I have it right here if we want to pull it up.
Yeah, if you're able to. You might be able to do it faster than I can.
Okay. Share screen.
Hey, Rebecca, do you know which section has the only maximum of 2? Because I'm not even seeing that part.
Yeah, so it is in this original. Can you guys see this now?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Let
Maybe.
me see if I can find it again. Duties of officers. Give me a second to find this. You guys can talk if you want, and then I can show you. Article 5, I think.
And I know Kelly, you brought up the issue of, if something happens, and we do have that covered in the bylaws, if there's a vacancy, that someone can come forward to fill that vacancy until, it's just like how Aaron stepped in to do interim treasurer because the person that we had in wasn't able to do it because of some family stuff that came up, some illness. So it would be similar to that, with someone taking that position interim until the next voting.
Yep, and any time that can happen. Michael left early, Jennifer left early from their positions. You know, people can choose to do other things. So it's right here that the election shall take place in the biannual meeting. Going through the term of the board of directors and officers shall begin June 1st, following the annual meeting, and continue for a period of 2 years or until a vacancy is declared. And then if you'd like, I can pull up the other one to show what it says now.
Well, I found the current one. I was the one I'm missing. And I'm not a horse on either side of this, but I mean, if we're fixing something that we've caught on an error, because I'm not even seeing the maximum 2 year on, or the two.
So I'll
two consecutive, if that makes sense. Sorry, it's been a long day.
Right. Yeah, that's the part that we're fixing, because it says 1 year, and it should say 2.
No.
But let me.
Right, but then you said that we can only hold 2.
Oh, got it.
Terms. Yeah, term
Thank
limit.
you.
Yeah, the term limits.
Sorry,
I'm
brain no
Okay.
worky.
Yeah, that altitude change.
That's
Got
what
you.
I had seen that in.
Yes, yeah, and your question, Aaron. Yes, I have been on my error almost the entire time since I got home, even though I didn't have to touch it all weekend.
Okay. Gonna have to look through here. Let's see. It says directors and officers shall be eligible for consecutive terms, but I could have sworn that when we put this in, we said we could only hold 2. It may have been in, because so we had another revision before we did the other revision. So let me pull that up.
So if you go back up, right above where you just read that about the consecutive terms, I think it said it. Go back up
Okay.
to
I'm looking for
see
it
right there
too.
highlighted. Let's see right
Yeah.
above the highlighted part. It says for a period of 2 years or until a vacancy is declared.
Yeah, but that's not saying that it's preventing you from continuing. It
Yeah,
just
that's
says
true.
that
No, it doesn't say that.
Let me look at the next, because we've had, like I said, we've had multiple revisions, so that might have been in the next revision. So let me pull that up while you guys talk.
because, and again, this is all just clarification wise, so we all have like the same knowledge and the same
Right.
Absolutely.
level of understanding.
That's true. If you want to
Definitely.
get voted in, you want to know what you're getting thrown into.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're
You'll
literally having the
never
discussion of, hey, do you want to do
leave.
this? I want to make sure we're on the same page with what we're
You'll
doing,
be
I guess.
stuck forever.
Yeah. Yeah, you must hand over 20% of your farm. Got it. Yeah, there's that in here.
You can have 20%, and then that 20% is the poop.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, I'm just saying, because I printed just the current one just when we brought that up the first time, and that's my only thing is if supposedly the document that we uploaded is the one that was voted on,
Right.
we're still even finding even more discrepancies of that versus what the vote is. So then it, healthy discussion wise is then what else is missing on it? And like I know it's an in process and in revision, that's why we vote, but if we're saying, because that changed the whole thing, if we're saying, a 1 year but then they can continue to run, that's a whole different subject versus
right.
And
you're
so we
limited
can bring
to
that
2 terms off of a 1
we
year
can bring
person,
that to a motion as well right now if you all want to do that and at least get that piece of it taken care of too.
I'm trying to find it in the other other revisions, because
Yeah,
we've had
I'm
multiple
looking
revisions
through
before this most recent.
this
So
too, just to make sure.
elections. Okay. It is not in the 325-25 draft. So I'm going to go back to another draft.
Okay, I'm still looking through 325.
And I guess the other side flip of this too is how Kelly's pointing out, if we end up with a situation where we have to back out, that is in here, whereas
Yeah,
vacancy on the board shall be declared, so I mean we're kind of building that in already.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's off
Yeah.
of 3 called meetings. So I mean, I guess that would just be your way to be able to be like, hey, I can't do this, so not show up.
yeah, or if
You know-
something happened and you said, hey, I can't do this, we get it, get it covered.
Although whoever wrote death in as the first one, that's a little awkward.
There's a chance too. I'm not seeing it in the bylaws. It may have been something that we discussed and then decided not to do it, and I'm just thinking it was there, because that's also true. I'm not seeing that, so it's not necessarily a mistake. It may be me misremembering.
I know it had been discussed, but yeah, I don't know if it's been voted on. I thought it was in that first draft.
Yeah, I'm looking through all of the revisions, and I'm not seeing where that says that. So I may have just been incorrect. You guys write this down in the notes, because I was
Yep.
wrong.
Do I get a free sampler of
Yeah,
X?
totally.
So I think
So-
that's something that maybe we speak about with e-board and then we'll bring back to the table.
Yeah, is okay. I guess we could. Well, yeah. I'm not seeing it. I'm gonna stop looking.
If I can just say something
Yeah.
about that, it seems like it's with a membership of only 200 people. I think it's good to rotate, but I mean, I don't know how many people we really have that would be willing to serve, but it seems like a term limit of some sort is maybe not a bad idea, as long as it was something where maybe they'd have to sit out for a while, a year or two or whatever, and then they could be renominated. But on the other hand, we don't seem like we have a membership that has a lot of people that are going to be wanting to Joneson to get on the board or anything. So we got dedicated people who are doing it. So it's kind of a quandary, I think. But I think it'd be good to have some sort of term limit, maybe with a buyback in kind of a
Right.
Yeah, and
You
and
brought
I
some
can tell
really
you,
good points up. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what we'll do is we'll discuss it as e-board, and then we'll come up with something for all of you to vote on.
yeah, I'm in full agreement with you, Mr.
Yeah.
Joe. Like, in the organization is 2 years old and it's still in its infancy. So, like, behind the scenes, things are messy because we're trying to, get things together, and um it is a smaller organization. So, like, things are not messy in a bad way. It's just we're trying to figure out the correct way moving forward where we're doing the members, you guys, proper justice and doing the actual quail, because we're a quail-based organization. So we're making sure we're doing the proper things and for the longevity of the organization, well past any of us, going down to our children and hopefully our grandchildren, because my 9-year-old is also a youth member, and I look forward to seeing him one day possibly being president or vice president of this organization. And I would like to see at that point quail in every poultry show across the country. So things, there is a lot of kinks that are worked out in the backgrounds, and a lot of conversations that are had in the backgrounds. And it does take up a lot of time, a lot of late night e-board meetings, and e-board meetings they do get lengthy, and we do go in great detail and what is the best for our members, our current and future members. So what is the best thing to do moving forward? What do we present the members with in the meeting? So there is a lot of moving parts behind the scenes and a lot of sacrificed time to be on the executive board, and even the general board. Those people also dedicate time, and they are drop everything for meetings. And Jen with shows, I mean, Jen's always getting questions asked about shows and stuff, and she's not even an executive board member. So there's a lot of sacrificing behind the scenes that goes into it. And I personally feel that 2 years is a good amount of time, because we are still fighting. Lee and I are still fighting to get the banking transferred. So if I wouldn't get reelected, then I'll have served as treasurer, never having fully served as treasurer. So hiccups like that, I do think there should be term limits to allow other people to access in. There's term limits in most offices, most official offices. So, I mean, I do agree that there should be term limits and do allow new blood in. I think 2 years for a term is sufficient, and possibly even 2 years of two terms, have a two-term limit, and then do set aside something for a possible reelection, after XYZ amount of time of not being in that position to come back in. Because she's not here, but I'll say, like, Bree has a lot of college stuff going on. She's a young adult. Part of the ACBA was her passion, and it was her baby. And so she's at a point in her life where she has to focus, finish on college, starting her life. And 5 or 6 years, she may be in a position where she's ready to come back and ready to, come back into the organization as an executive board member. So, and I just realized I probably went on a 5-minute rant. Sorry.
Just a little bit.
I think, Mr. Joe, you have a really good point too about that we have a limited number of members and a limited number of people who are interested in these roles. I know that for our last officer, voting, Melissa ran unopposed because nobody was interested in stepping up to be secretary. Right now, Aaron appears to be running unopposed. So there's not a whole lot of people that can, that are interested in taking the seats at this time. So I'm okay with either way of having, a limit to the consecutive number of terms that an officer can hold. I'm also fine with going, I mean, we can limit it by voting somebody else in if we don't like how that person is doing. So either way would be okay with me.
And I wanted to circle back to you, Kelly. Did that answer your question from before? She's still on.
Okay, there we go.
There
No,
you
yeah, no, that did. I just didn't get it until later, and I was like trying to figure out what was going on. But no one ever speaks up too when we vote, like half the time. Like last time, I think when you guys actually voted on the bylaws, there was like a mic issue. But then most people didn't really say anything anyway. So
That is totally on me because it was my first time doing a Zoom meeting.
oh no, you're good. I
Got
just
some grace,
yeah.
please. But yeah. All right, so I'm going to motion again, since we did have the question about if it should be a 1 or 2 year term. And I'm going to motion to see if we get approval for the 2-year term again.
Second.
All right, otherwise I'm going to open up the floor if anybody has any other business or discussion.
So may I just ask, based on that motion, is that then going to go out to the membership for a vote? Or is this going to change the bylaws based on this motion right now?
This is for the correction to the bylaws for the clerical error on the 2-year term. And what will happen is for the term limits, we will meet and then we will put that out for vote.
Okay,
Does that answer your question?
yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Anyone else?
Aaron, you threw your hand up. You got something?
Yeah, I just want to say that this is one of the meetings with the largest participation that I've been
Awesome.
part of. We had 19, we're down to 18 participants. So this is one of the largest participations that I've been a part of. So thank you all for taking the time and joining in. I know it's probably an awkward time for the West Coast people and the Central people. Y'all East Coast people are lucky that, it's 6:30, 7 o'clock, but I do appreciate it. And I mean, y'all have a voice in this organization, so definitely, join in.
Right,
I'm
if
I'm
there's no other
excited.
comments at this time, I want to say thank you guys, and I hope you all have a great night. I'm going to close the meeting.
Great night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.